This episode of the podcast is brought to you by the UK's #1 coral selling website, prestigereef.co.uk and reefdork.etsy.com for all your 3D printed aquarium accessory needs. Hello everybody and welcome to the Prestige Reef Dork Show. Today, annoyingly, on episode 102, I wish we'd done this on episode 101, but today we're going to be doing Room 101 but for fish. So for those of you who don't know what Room 101 is, it was based on yeah, really? Did you never see it? A TV program?
No.
So
No.
it was based on something. It was something in a George Orwell book, presumably. I don't know if it was a book or on its own or from 1984, whatever. But it's this horrible place that you put there. Oh, you don't want to go there, basically. I don't know the ins and outs of the book. I never read the book, but there was a TV series that was based on it, and it's just you get some. They get celebrities on every week, and they choose 5 things they don't like, and they try to persuade you that they should go into Room 101 and be banished forever, basically. So this is really, we've chosen 10 fish from 10 categories that and actually I think we've got 2 each for most of them, that we want to banish from the hobby, we want to get rid of. And we're going to put them to the vote and see which ones we can put into Room 101.
I just realised there's one, the very, very last one I've not done. It's fine. I've got the whole show to think about it.
That's fine. I did think so. Because last week you didn't open the picture, so you only saw 9. So this time I made a point of saying, "Here's your list of 10." I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't even. I'm not sure I've opened the picture. Let's have a look. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Because the last one is a free choice. Yeah, that's fine.
That was actually quite difficult to round it down.
I've thought of my one.
So. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
There you go.
But yeah, so there's going to be. What is there any on my list? What did I put on for that one? Are any on my list that are really? Yeah, there is one that's. I think I'm going to get away with that. I think most of these fish, I think most people will agree with, but there are 2 or 3 that people will hate me for trying to get rid of. So yeah, it's fine.
The other thing, there's so many options that we haven't done. So if this goes well, I think we could relatively easily do a second one. Because there's so many fish choices.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it was difficult to round it down actually in the end. But we're also going to do at some point. We'll do an invert one, but I think we'll do the best and worst. So the top 5 and the worst and the bottom 5 or whatever. Because I don't think there's enough to do 4 episodes or just on inverts or whatever. So so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get rid of 10 terrible fish that are either boring or the title of the stream is boring. Yeah, but they don't have to be boring. It can be dull or aggressive or massive or whatever. Any reason, basically, you want to get rid of these fish from the hobby. So there we go. And someone suggested 6 line. There is a Wrasse category. I didn't put 6 line on because they're so cool. And actually, I'm going to ask you to get me one at some point for my son. Okay. But they are yeah. That's a good example of one that could be on this list.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you mean, because they're like desirable, but also like people hate them. So it's like these are like a list of Marmite fish, but for us,
kind of, I suppose. But so I saw a 6 line in a tank today at I can't remember where it was. It was a shop in Southampton, and it was in with it was something really aggressive. It was just in with like a Royal Grammar and a couple of clowns, and I was like, no way. Maybe they'd just put it in today, but they looked like they were playing nice. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because this is the thing. So, like with 6 lines, for example, there'll be people in the chat and afterwards who are like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about with 6 lines. I've had one for 5 years. It's an absolute angel. And there are other people who are like, this thing is the devil. So
I'm just adding to my list, to my last one. Because I thought of another good one as a random choice.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll come on to that then, and we'll go through the list, and yeah, that's it. So, what have you been up to though since we last spoke, Ryan?
I've had 3 coral orders in this week. as in within the last
You bought corals from importers,
yeah,
whatever.
yes, from importers and wholesalers. It is the auction website is really, really like it works really well. Like it doesn't work like actually like in terms of all the features, they don't necessarily work really well at the moment, but we are dealing with most of them. So it is a work in progress. Hopefully next week Rachel will be able to deal with the payment issue, which is stopping other people from signing up to it. So at the moment, if you, for example, signed up to it and put your coral on it, your money for your coral would come to me. And then manually, I would send it to you. Yeah. It has to be, it wouldn't come to me. It would go into a storage bank account, basically. So it would never go into my bank account, but it would go into my storage bank account with Stripe. And I can't have it where I have to manually send you your money for each coral you sell. It's ridiculous.
If there was 10 or 15 or 20 people doing that, it would just be,
it'll become a full-time job, and it wouldn't be worth it. So that's the only thing. That's the last thing that's stopping us now. Everything else has been fixed. So Rachel said that she's going to contact them again this week. So that's that. There's actually auctions on at the moment every single Sunday between 7 and 9. They'll be going. Someone got something so cheap last night. It was painful. Not last night, yesterday. It was painful for me. Not yesterday, last weekend. There was a bubble coral that went for £40 because I start everything from, and there's like £100 to £120 coral, if you see what I mean. And so many of my customers that came to collect went, I saw that. I couldn't believe how cheap it was. I went, why didn't you bid on it? But that's the only one where it's gone like ridiculously cheap. Everything else is pretty fair for both me and obviously the customer. But it's just relentless. Like I said to Rachel, I've never sold coral like this in my life. It's just out constantly, like contacting people, selling. Like, and the other thing I've started doing, which I never did before, was if Royal Mail, and this is for people who ship corals, if they are late by even 1 minute, you can claim your money back. So I started to claim my money. So one of them was it was an hour. I think it arrived at 1 o'clock and 3 minutes. I'm like, no. I'm asking my money back. And they sent it. So because it's outside of what they agreed.
That's a bit naughty, isn't it? Because if the coral's fine, I guess it's the contract. So,
Yeah, but what you have to realize, how many of those have I not done? How many of those, over the last 4 years, did I just swallow the cost of where they...
And they're a pain when you have to argue something with them, they're a pain. Yeah. And they will say, well, in a contract it says this. So I guess you're just doing the same thing. So, fair enough.
There was one time, this was the worst ever time. I think I took like 15 boxes. There was a new delivery driver for Royal Mail. They went from the post office to a holding place, and they just never collected them. So 15 boxes didn't arrive next day, and they gave you money at the time. They gave me the money for the delivery, but they just went with regards to the coral. It was So trust me,
making it back.
Yes. So I have a zero tolerance policy for them. I'm like, if you want to stick to your thing to the letter, then I'm going to stick to your thing to the letter too.
Totally.
As I said, it rarely happens anymore. They did go through a time when they were pretty bad, but they're not too bad. The other thing I've done is so we speak about someone called Jamie relatively frequently, or we mention him occasionally, don't we? Mm-hmm. He's a friend of ours. He lives about 15 minutes away from me. He has a tank which is 9 foot, I think, by 5 foot by 3 feet high. Let me just clarify that's definitely correct.
This one.
Yeah. So it's 9 foot by 5 foot wide and 3 feet high. And he is moving house. And although I think he would have liked it for the new people to have taken it, the house people have taken it. They didn't want it, so he has to sell everything, and he also has to get the tank out and sell it. Now, there's not many people that are going to want a 9 foot by 5 foot by 3 foot tank, but I said we would mention it. And if you are interested, get in touch with me, and then I'll send you in his direction. It's an amazing tank, but what I said to him, I said, it's not going to be for many people, but there'll be one crazy person out there like you that will go, I could put that in my garage.
yeah, exactly.
So
has he given you a price, or is that to be negotiated?
I think it's something. It's to basically, if you're interested, it will be a lot. Like it'll be a lot for the average person. If you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be thousands. It's not gonna be like it's not gonna be like £100 tank because no one wants it. Because the other option is he's gonna keep it and take it to his new house. But it'd be easier to sell it. But it will be
right.
Let's put it this way: if a 6-foot Red Sea tank is £7,000. Anything less than £7,000 is a bargain if you think about it.
How much of a 6-foot Red Sea tank is?
I'm sure it is something like that. I think that's what the water box is or was.
I thought they were more like £5,000. I've got a feeling my one was
maybe
5.
I'm wrong.
But anyway, yeah. But yeah,
there's no facts here as always. But the reason I mentioned it was because yesterday we started to strip the tank down. So we started to take the corals out, and these colonies. Some of them, like his purple stylophora, you know how they're like really dense, aren't they? They're a really thick, heavy coral. Yeah.
Yes.
It was like it wasn't easy to get it out or hold it. That's how heavy it was. I couldn't tell you how many kilos it was. Remember, some of it would have been water, but it was definitely an experience taking corals out of that big. The only thing that's a shame, I didn't get to record any of it or take pictures because we were so busy.
Yeah, you can't really do that, can you? So the Red Sea 750, which is their cheapest 6-foot tank, is £3,800, and my one, which is the posh one, is £8,000. Is £5,000. Sorry, there is a 7-foot one. There's the bigger version of my tank, and that's £6,500.
Oh, okay. So that must be the one.
And that's just under 7 feet long, so 2 meters long, I think.
Yeah. But it is for the right person. It would be an absolutely amazing tank to have. Unfortunately, I'm not the right person because I haven't got the space for it. But there will be someone out there listening that will go, yeah, I could put that in my garage, make myself a man cave, and there you go.
There you go. Now's the chance. If you were to buy that new, it cost you more money.
Yeah, definitely. But it wouldn't even be. It's not £7,000. It's like I can't remember what it cost him, but I said I don't want to say a price in case. If the price changes,
but look, if you want it, if you've seen the picture and you want it, give Ryan a shout.
Yeah. So, but don't give me a shout if you think it's going to be like £2,000. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. So that's one thing you've been doing.
But yeah, those I thought we were rattling through it quickly. Those are the two things basically. I've literally just been doing everything I can to get new corals in. They're being rested for a week to then go onto the auction website next week. And also the other thing is next weekend I'm collecting coral from Jamie myself that will be, and these are monster corals to be fragged and to go to Aqua. 4 tanks arrived for Aqua, so that happened this week. They were sitting in my hall for the first week, and then Rachel was like, "We cannot have tanks in the hall until September." So, but they're really cleverly designed. Where I saw this in America, where people do the shows all the time. So I got the tank custom, custom made, so that the tanks are each of them is a couple of inches smaller than the next one. So
you said this last week.
Oh, did I? Oh, well, they've turned up now. So, look, I've got nothing else to say.
Well, I haven't got an awful lot to say either, to be fair, so we can probably get cracked straight on. So I am working on something at the moment, and I posted. I'm not going to say what it is yet. Give me a couple of months, and I'll tell you.
Will you tell me after the stream?
I've told you already, and I sent you a before and after photo.
Oh yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but I'm not going to. Oh, wasn't that photo impressive? The difference.
It was under different light, wasn't it? You said to me different light.
Yeah, no, it was the same light, just different time of day. The light was nothing to do with the difference in the color. All right, I'll tell you what, because Ryan's talking rubbish. The difference is really impressive. Really impressive.
Like,
it's honestly.
Okay, all I'm going to say, in a scientific experiment, what you would do is you would get exactly the same. Like, if you're going to get a photo, you're going to get exactly the same photo, exactly the same time of day.
I've done that. So, because I'm going to be making a video about this, I'm doing the same every week. I'm just doing a video clips of certain corals to show you the improvement, and that's at the same time of day. But I'm telling you that photo
you sent me was different times of day, and that can affect how they look.
I just sent you. Oh, for God's sake!
We're about to have an argument, I think.
Kick him off. That was just one photo just to show you. That was not one of these experiment
Oh,
photos.
okay,
And
fine,
it does.
fine.
And the difference in the time of day makes no difference. That is not why the coral looked different. It's because one was taken a few weeks ago when it was looking the way it was looking, and one was just taken now. So if I'd taken it at the exact same time, it would have looked the exact same. But anyway, the point is, I'm working on something. It's Ryan. I can't believe you don't think that coral looks so much better.
No,
Massive improvement.
Okay, you have to understand that if I go into the coral farm at 8 in the morning, or I go into the coral farm at like 2 in the afternoon, those corals look entirely different. That's what I'm saying. I haven't got.
But if you go in at 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, do they look the same? That's what I'm telling you. So anyway, whatever. Look, so Ryan don't believe me, but I'm telling you, when it comes to showing you, and I'm just going to I'm going to give it a bit more time to see if it carries on. But the difference is really impressive. So
I'm sure everyone looks forward to finding out what it is.
We'll see. We'll see. I'll post the photo, and when the time comes, and we'll see if people are like, or people are like, ooh.
Look, I'm intrigued if it actually is making a massive difference. You're someone I trust, so like, it could potentially change what I do. Is what I'm saying.
I wouldn't necessarily say. Well, we'll see what happens. But that's not. I'm not. This isn't something I'm going to try to persuade you to do. Yeah. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it. So we're going to get started with the 10 most boring fish. So I'm going to start. I'm going to go first.
Alex strategically said just before the live stream, he went, "I'm going first." And that's because there's obviously a reason he wants to go first. And I think it's because he wants to pick the fish that I could potentially want to pick. So let's find out.
Well, see, this is the thing. This is what you always do. And you're like, "Oh, Alex, why don't you go first?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And then it turns out you're being devious.
If you have done what I think you're going to do, then you have played right into my hands.
Well, we will see.
Yeah.
So the first category is cardinal fish.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, because this is what kicked it off. I already know which one you're going to say. This is what kicked off last week when we were talking about it. Okay. Because we were talking about the pajama cardinal fish, which and I can't remember what people said about that, but I just find it so boring. I hate it.
Yeah.
But that is not the fish that I want to put in room 101.
Okay.
The fish that I want to get rid of is the ghost cardinal fish.
Okay.
Which, in my opinion, is just the most boring fish in the hobby by an absolute mile. Let me bring up a photo.
I totally disagree with you.
Really? You think these are interesting fish?
They normally are like a sort of see-through like that, and then they have a little bit of blue on them, and they are one of the few properly shoaling fish.
It's like so boring.
They will, like, if you put 10 of them together, they will be right together, like, permanently.
They're just so ugly, though.
If you want ugly, you should see the fish that I'm going for, because I am also not going for the fish that you thought. But have you got anything else to describe about these fish?
They're just ugly and boring. What you got?
Okay, I have got it is an orbiculate cardinal fish. They are basically, you know how you hate pajama cardinals? These are a worse version of pajama cardinals.
Honestly, not just saying this, that is different, and that's cooler than a pajama to me.
No, it's not.
I've never seen that. This isn't in the hobby.
Yeah, they are. That is a pajama cardinal that has jumped out of the tank and then dried up on the floor, is what that is. So if you're going for a fish which is worse than a pajama cardinal, which is what I assumed you were going to go for, that is the fish. So I'm assuming you're going to do a poll. You can ask people if they want that cool, white shoaling fish that have a blue heart on them. Or
let's be honest. Neither of these fish are cool. I'll give you that ubiquitous one. So I'm going for fish that are in the hobby, not fish that you theoretically might be able to buy if you look deep enough.
If you Google that fish, there's a link on Ultimate Reef. There's people discuss them on Ultimate Reef.
I have never seen that fish in 10 years of going to fish shops every weekend.
I have actually seen them. I think I've seen them. And ORA breeds them as well.
Fair enough. Well, anyway,
Why they would breed them, I have no idea, because it is literally one of the worst fish. Like, pajama cardinals are an acquired taste, but they have like they're a bit more interesting than this one. This is like a worse version of the pajama cardinal.
That honestly, that is more interesting to me because it's something a bit different, and I've not seen that before.
That's more interesting to you because it's the one you're up against.
No, honestly, that's better than a pajama cardinal, but it's still, that is a boring fish. These both look, but the ghost cardinals are just terrible. Honestly, I absolutely hate them. Some people love them.
They got blue eyes. They got like, get me a couple, Ryan. There you go. As I said, they are almost like the zombie version, and I imagine they probably don't move around very much either. But
no,
you know who has those? I'm pretty sure David Saxby has a group of those ghost
cardinals. He does, yeah. They look awful. So, no offense.
And that's a man who knows. That's a man who has fine taste in reefing. So he doesn't have a group of these though, does he?
No, he does not, because you can never see them. All right, I'm going to end the poll, and the fish that is not in the hobby has won the category. So, as per usual, you've cheated, but
no, that's not true. The reason I picked that one is because I was almost certain that you wanted to go first, so that you could have the pajama cardinal, because there's not a huge amount of choice when it comes to cardinal fish, is there?
People like pajama cardinals, and the ghost cardinal is worse for me. And there are some people who absolutely love the pajamas, so I don't
see. I would be tempted to have the ghost cardinals,
really?
I would. Yeah. Firstly, I like fish that are black and white.
Well, then why don't you get an orbiculate cardinal?
As I said, that looks like something. That looks like a fish that has been eaten and then thrown back up. That's what that looks like. But you're right. They are an acquired taste, and I don't know how common they are, but I will look afterwards. Actually, I might just look now, because if our ORA are breeding them, there must be a desire for them.
Which ones are they breeding? The cardinals.
The one I picked. I can't even say the name of.
I've literally never seen them. Never. I never even heard of them.
Yep. I've just looked. There's a thread on Reef to Reef. You cannot get away with this, saying this is not a fish in the hobby, because it is.
You didn't even. You were stuttering getting the word out. You didn't even know what it was called. You were OBI. You know.
Look, as I said, I played to. It's strategic. I play to win. So.
It's so funny. Right, Wrasses is the next category.
Okay. Does that mean I get to go first?
You get to go first.
Okay. I am going to go for. Oh, so right. So this isn't boring, is it? This is just anything that we think should.
Whatever
not be
you want to get rid of. Yeah.
Okay. I think that all cleaner Wrasse, if you need a specific cleaner Wrasse, I think all cleaner Wrasse should go into room 101, because it has been scientifically proven now where by removing from the reef, it has a negative impact on that reef, and the fish keep coming back to be cleaned by them. They're providing a service which is no longer there. They don't do great in captivity. They're well annoying for all their tank mates as well. So if you put a fish with them, it just keeps biting them all the time. Not biting them, but like cleaning them all the time. Yeah. And it's annoying the fish, because the fish chase them away. Like after like a few times, they'll chase. And I'm not talking about how they get a false cleaner Wrasse. I'm talking about a real cleaner Wrasse. They chase them. They become so annoyed. So I
had one, and every now and then they'd get pecked and they'd be like, "Oh, you leave me alone." But most of the time they were quite happy with it. And I thought about these, but I think they're a really cool fish. I agree with you, and they shouldn't be in the hobby. I'm for the same reasons you've said. People love these.
Yeah, you also they're not easy to keep. There's two different types. If I have to pick one type specifically for this, I'd go for the blue one. But have you seen the Hawaiian one, which is like purple and yellow?
Yeah.
They're a cool looking fish. They just don't really have a place, I would say. Not anymore. And the other thing is,
I think they're actually cool to have in your tank. They do exhibit cool behavior. They're mostly peaceful. They're not aggressive. They just peck a little bit. They don't actually do any harm to fish, I don't think. They do harm the reefs. You're right, and I'm up for that.
I think. What was the other thing I was going to say? There was one last thing. I I can't remember what it was, but it might come back to me in a second. But yeah, I just yeah, I don't think they're a great choice. Oh, that was it. People buy them because they think that it will cure their fish of a disease, and it doesn't cure the fish of a disease. So
people do that with cleaner shrimp as well.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I know.
This won't make a blimey difference. Okay, I'm going for the dragon wrasse, also
that
known
was my
as
second choice.
My second choice was bird wrasse because they're awful as well. But these so these look cool. So these are the ones when they're juveniles, quite frilly and quite cool. And this is my main problem with this fish, is that you see them in the shop. They're like 2 inches long. Sometimes they're tiny, and they look really cool. But the reality is they end up looking like this picture on the right here, and they're enormous. They're like a foot long, probably bigger when they get full size, and they are thick. They're like a bulky fish, and they're called a rock mover wrasse because they literally move rocks. So they're an absolutely awful fish to have in any reef tank. And because they're tiny, and I don't know if they're mega expensive, but because they're tiny and they look cool when they're juniors, people are like, oh, that's great. And then when it comes to the crunch, they're a terrible idea.
The crunch is when they drop a rock on the glass.
Exactly. I actually would go with I would go with both of these. I objected to your last choice, but this I think is a good choice. What was your second one?
That was my second one. I had a few. I had a dragon wrasse. I had and a femininus was the other one because they're nice and they're expensive, but they don't do well.
I thought about that as well because you see them, they're beautiful, and you see them in the. Am I thinking? No, I was thinking of tamarin wrasse. Is that the same thing?
Blue, not the same.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, no. Blue. Yeah, blue stripe tamarin. Yeah. Fem wrasse. Yeah, I know the blue and yellow stripe one, right? Yeah. I think whatever. Yeah, we're talking about the same fish, and I agree. Okay. They're really really expensive, and it's almost certainly going to die. If you ask your local fish shop, can you get one in for me? They'll be like, well, we'll order you one, but you're going to pay for it now, and you're going to come and collect it within 4 seconds of it arriving in the shop because otherwise it's going to die. They won't just. It's not a fish that they'll say, oh yeah, we'll hold it and come in and have a look when you want.
I actually don't mind. Like, it's not a fish I'd ever have, and I'm not saying this to make a difference. If you see what I mean, the pattern on the dragon wrasse, I actually think is quite nice. No, the reason I'm saying this is because
the junior one or the adult one.
The adult one, like I don't know how the thing's going, but
look, there's a dragon wrasse being picked up by cleaner. Cleaner wrasse.
I think the pattern on them is nice, but I think the color of them is a bit drab, and I think they eat inverts and stuff like that. As I said, I agree with you, but basically, if you don't pick cleaner wrasse, you're a terrible person.
It's true.
It's true.
It is true, but we have terrible people in the chat, and I'm going to end the poll now because it's at 69%. And it is in favour of the dragon wrasse, I'm afraid, Ryan.
I'm not surprised, but as I said, one of them is a wrasse, and the other one has a significant impact on the ecosystem. So they're both. They should both. I did think about butterfly fish wasn't a category, and there's a free choice at the end. You might have chosen this. I did think about copperband because you can keep them no problem, and many people can, but the amount of I bet it's 90% of copperbands that get imported into the hobby die. Obviously, I don't know. I will say, I don't know if this is because I'm picking them for people. There's definitely, like, with the people that I know that I have got copperbands for, the success rate would be above average for copperbands, definitely, because I'm almost at the stage where I think that they're not that difficult to keep, which is weird because I know they are. But because a lot of my customers have asked for them, and I go, look, I can get you one, but I'm going to be like, you might have to wait ages to get one. When I go to the wholesaler, I'll have a look. They might be there, but if it's not a good one, I'm not getting it for you. I'm not just going to get you any one. And I think because I'm selecting very, very specifically which one I want, out of like 30 of them, I think that increases the success rate for people significantly.
For you, I think the main reason you're successful is because you put in a lot of effort to specifically feed. Like most people just throw food in the tank. You will target feed that each copperband, won't you?
Not. I don't have to. If one of them starts looking thin, then yes. Right. But I don't target feed them specifically now, not all the time. and the one in the water box just pour the food in and it just eats it. So
interesting. Do you feed a lot in the water box?
3 cubes, I would say. I don't know. You'd have to know.
Really.
Some of the fish are quite big. Like the king eye is quite big. They're like chunky rather than big. Like angelfish are like thick fish. The multi-bar is quite small. If like the reason I have to put a lot in is because the big fish go for it, and then the small fish have got to like get like pick up the whatever's left. So yeah, sometimes I put 4 cubes in, but I also feed nori as well.
Okay. But anyway, he's not on my list, and we don't have and it's a really cool fish. It would be if this was a serious thing that we actually get to choose what happens to fish being imported. There's no way I'd choose copperbank. It's just such an amazing fish, and I wouldn't want to live in a world where you can't buy one for your tank. Anyway, next category. Oh, I need to get the photo of this. Next category is clownfish.
So it must be your turn first this time.
It is. And I'm going for the longfin clownfish. I'll tell you what my second choice was in a minute, but this is the one of all of the let me just pull that up as well. Of all of the designer clownfish, this is the only one that I actively dislike. I absolutely hate them. They're just, some of them with the small long fins aren't terrible, but I think it's like shredded.
What you've done is you've gone for the original long fin. Like the newer long fins look like more like that black and white one. If you go, that one, that's what newer long fins look like. You basically you've gone for the genetic mutant that first came out that they bred from.
No, well, so to be fair, you don't really see many of these, but the only ones I've seen in the shop look like this. They look awful. They look like they've been through a blender.
There's a breeder that's not far from here that breeds long fins.
Really?
So I've seen quite a few of them, but I've never seen a blender one. The newer ones are more flowy, you know, like the goldfish. Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm laughing at the description.
The newer ones are more like flowy, whereas those ones are like where the tail's like rigid and like blendery. And I wonder who bought those original ones. Well, they might have been bred from again. But Mailman said he would throw all designer clownfish in the room. Interesting choice.
Strong opinion.
Yeah.
Which one are you going for?
I got a choice between like a proper ugly one or an absolutely disabled one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. So ORA market a clownfish as a stubby clownfish, and it's so basically it's a deformed clownfish, and it shouldn't be being marketed as a unique special clownfish. This is how we get into the dangerous territory of goldfish. You know, when like you get those like absolute mutant ones, don't you? So a stubby clownfish. Have you found it?
I think so. You'll have to tell me if this is right, because this looks quite cool to me. Is it that?
It's
I see what you mean. Actually, yeah.
They have a shorter body. They're basically mutant. Like, so originally when people were breeding clownfish, they threw away, essentially, doesn't sound very nice, but they got rid of the clownfish, which aren't healthy. Whereas now they're marketing them. And it's as someone who, like, I used to breed Bangai Cardinal fish. And although like, I was never did it on a big scale, I just think people that are breeding fish should do it responsibly. Otherwise you'll end up with like, you know, like the clownfish with the bulldog jaws. When is there going to be a bulldog clownfish? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's a slippery slope. And although I don't think I would win this one, because the other one I would go for was actually a zombie clownfish, which looks like a dead clownfish.
Yeah, they're pretty ugly. Yeah. It's
so,
funny the stubby one at first glance actually looks quite cool. It just looks like a Da Vinci or something. But when you look at it closely,
you see its head
bit above its head. Exactly. It looks like it's had its head stoved in, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
that does look like it's got something wrong with it. Like
I don't think I'll win this one, but I'm not sure I care. I think this is about like going and saying, look, this isn't acceptable in my eyes.
I think know. That is, we'll see. I'll be interested.
Show people the zombie clownfish, which I think would have actually won. Because zombie clownfish are awful.
Zombie clownfish. These are ugly. Yeah.
That looks like a clownfish again that's jumped out and land on the floor. but
it's
I'm willing to.
quite transparent, isn't it?
Yeah, and they've got red eyes. Obviously, they're like albinos, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's obviously there's lots of things that are albinos, but it's almost like they're not trying to breed for like cool patterns anymore. They're trying to breed like who can make the most like screwed up one. And look, ORA do some great work, great work with all different fish, and I'm pretty sure they do angels as well. Brilliant. Like, so I'm not bashing them for that, but these two questionable as far as I'd say.
I think that is a fair comment. Do you know what I've just realised? So that's I'm going to leave that poll running. It's 60-40 at the moment. I'm going to leave it running for a little bit, not for the reason you're thinking, but I've just realised that we didn't do member questions.
Okay.
And these aren't. We can do this in the middle here because they're not questions. They're kind of comments on the subject. So Pickles Reef says Aptasia eating filefish, dull, slow, and don't eat Aptasias.
Some do. Some people absolutely swear by them.
Yeah.
But
I love Aptasia eating filefish. I think they are a bit. They're just brown, and I can't persuade anyone that they're boring. They're not boring, but I think they're really cool. I think that actually, when you look at them closely, if you can ignore the brownness, which is normally something that really turns me off, they've got really interesting, like floating swimming patterns. Their eyes like move around like a hawkfish. I think they're really cool. They're just annoying because, in my experience, they peck at your corals. I've had them peck at things like acans, which is obvious, but things like monties as well. It wouldn't leave my monty alone. And they are hit and miss with Aptasia as well. So I get that.
Amy got I think they're sexually dimorphic. I think Amy just added one. She's got one already, and she just added a second one to see if she can pair them up. I just saw it quickly. I don't know the outcome. I don't know if they liked each other or not. But they didn't go. You know how if you add two tangs together, it doesn't matter what gender they are to fight. Yeah. Whereas these two fish were like, all right, mate. So I think
Do you want me to show you the Aptasia?
They're quite chill fish. All different types of filefish. But again, I agree. They're not particularly exciting, are they?
I also had a mimic filefish for a month or two when I set up that frag box coral tank. What's it called? Reef Casa. And he was so cool. He used to, at night, when he goes to bed, like some wrasse will bury themselves in the sand, some fish will wedge themselves in the rock. He used to grab onto, what was it? I think it was like a cable or something. He used to grab onto it and with his teeth and just like anchor himself to it and then blow around in the flow. It's so cool. I really like filefish.
There's some fish which are like that, where they're not particularly attractive, but they're interesting enough. Their behavior is interesting enough that you go, see, most triggerfish are not particularly like pretty. Like the reef safe ones anyway. I know you can get like Picasso ones and stuff like that, but the reef safe ones are mostly just like brown with dots on them. But the way they swim with their fins, like it adds something to the tank that makes them interesting enough to be worth it.
Yeah.
So,
Variety, but I take the point, and I think most people would say they're boring. And Lee Wielden says cardinals are generally super dull. They look like funky freshwater angels to me. So I go hot and cold on Bangai cardinals.
I think they're
sometimes
all right.
Sometimes I find them really boring. Other times I think they're really cool. But I don't know.
If they didn't constantly breed, like I would probably have those in most tanks. They're one of the fish
I'd have a pair. I would.
When people come, when they see them, they're like, "That's a really interesting fish." They're not the most colorful because obviously they're like black and silver, aren't they? They're not black and white. They're like, or you could say black and gray, I guess. But
black and silver.
They look interesting.
Yeah. They've got interesting swimming behavior.
I'm disappointed. People, you should know better. You don't want to have disabled clownfish. Yeah,
it's true. I think that photo, that was the best photo I could find.
Yeah.
But I think if you saw, that was a good picture as well, a good image. Yeah. I think if there were like 20 photos of 20 different clownfish, I bet some of them would look awful because it looked like it had a bone deformity or something.
I know. Some of them look like, what is it? You know, mollies, how they have that really thin face and they're like a hump on their back.
Yeah.
Freshwater mollies. Yeah. They're like, they're something like that. And I just think,
It looks like it's not going to have a long life, and
Yeah.
it's not. It's like, oh, anyway, whatever.
So far, what we've realised, the audience tonight are happy to remove Wrasse from the ocean, so the fish don't have their doctors essentially, or their nail salon people, and they're also happy to have disabled clownfish.
There you go.
So,
but to be fair, I mean the threadfin clown, those threadfin clownfish, I've got the same issue with them. That is not the way that longfin. Sorry, they don't want that. That is harmful to the way that animal lives. It's not beneficial to it. So, but anyway, next one. This is the one where I think my choice is gonna. This is my first controversial choice. Is Tangs.
Okay, this is my choice. I get to go first, don't I?
Oh, do you? Oh, okay. Oh, well, maybe you'll go for the one I'm going to go for. Go on then.
I have a feeling you're going for regal Tangs.
I can't tell you until it's my turn.
Okay, I'm going for clown Tangs because they are absolute arseholes. They are the worst possible tang. Like, I have tried them when they're 2 inches. I've tried them when they're 6 inches. They do not they are literally the psychopath of the tang world. And I've tried them multiple times. The problem is they keep luring me in. They've got this pretty pattern on them. They're like a Soho tang, but actually cool colored. So they lure you in, and then they make you regret it every single time. So, and yes, I said this before, there'll be one person who's got one, it's the perfect fish or whatever. You are the exception. You are not the rule. These fish should not be collected because they're terrible. I knew you were going for the regal tangs because that was regal tangs is what I thought.
I think this is a bad choice from a tactical point of view because I think a lot of people like them, but I hate them. The clown tang I think is a cool looking fish.
Yeah,
but the regal tang, to be fair, these ones here, they look cool, nice coloring. When they get older, they just look manky and horrible. I think they've got crater faces. They look like they'd be in a fight. They eat corals. I was watching a video the other day. There was a serious Reef video I was watching the other day.
I saw it.
Apparently they don't eat algae. Is that right?
No, they're not. They're a different subspecies of tang. They're not like other tangs. Yeah. I think they're in a category all on their own. So,
they are. Yeah. But that's crazy. I didn't even realize that. But I just don't like them. But what I will say in their favor, same with clown tang. They're cool. They're a cool looking fish. You don't get many fish that are that blue. Yeah, which I think people will like.
I totally agree with you. I have never ever wanted one ever. I just don't like them. And people think it's weird. Why would you not? But on the serious Reefs thing, what they said, they went, you don't see any long-term seasoned reefers that are excited about getting a regal tang.
No,
that's what and it's true. It's true. You might be excited about getting a Achilles tang, but you're not excited about getting a regal tang.
Day one, for sure, because it's Dory. And I've been asked, do I think I'm going to win Banishing Dory? No, I don't. But I believe it. So come on. Yeah. I'm not doing well.
As I said, I was tempted by it, but I think I was almost influenced by that serious Reefs video. Because as I was watching, I was going, yeah, it's true. I don't like them either.
Yeah. There's another one on my list later that we'll come to that I think is another one that's really popular. But I just hate it. Anyway, I don't know if is that number one? No, that's number 2.
You're not going to banish a flame angel, are you?
Oh no, I saw a flame angel the other day actually, and I was like, "Oh, I want one." But end the poll there because it's not going to be. This is not. Yeah, that's it. I've lost. I've lost 70 to 30. So there we go.
I was on your side.
Not many clown tangs. Well, clown tangs are pretty aggressive, so.
Yeah, true.
All right, next one. It was. Hang on. Is it my choice next? My turn next.
Yes.
Schooling fish, and I don't know how I'm going to do with this one because I think some people might like this. This is a schooling fish, okay, and I don't have a second choice, so I hope that you haven't chosen the same one as me. Well, it doesn't matter because that's your problem. Red spot cardinal fish.
That was not what I was going to go for.
What are you going for?
I'm interested to hear your view.
Right, let me show it on the screen. So this is like a neon tetra.
These are the tetras.
This is like a neon tetra, only without the redeeming feature of it being cool color. They're just like semi-see-through, semi-silver. They do form a tight shoal, actually, which is unusual in our hobby. But they're also quite difficult to keep, and they die within 6 months in most people's tanks. And they're actually quite expensive, bizarrely. But they're just, for me, some people will love this, I'm sure. But for me, that's a really boring fish. And I hate to sound like a snobby, typical saltwater guy, but that's the kind of fish that you can get in the freshwater world. And the whole point of keeping saltwater tanks is that you can get amazing fish that are totally different from the stuff you get in freshwater. Sorry to the freshwater people. So
I think that little group of them there looks cool.
It does.
I do. And I think that, look, if they're expensive, you need to have like 20 of them to look cool. Probably not for me. But
I wonder how much they are actually. Let's have a look at Kraken Corals have got one. Well, they've got a website. Oh, sorry, sold out. It doesn't have a price, annoyingly. But yeah, the other part of it is that they don't survive well. I can't find the price on them, but I'm sure they're expensive. What's your choice?
We haven't explained in this game that if one of us picks a fish for a previous category, it blocks that fish out permanently. Yep. So for example, if I wanted to say ghost cardinals for this, I can't do that. So
are you about to gazump me on something later or what?
No, but I was going to go for ghost cardinals. You've already gone for them.
You bastard! You were saying how great they were a minute ago. Right, that's it.
Yeah, but yeah, true. Busted. So, like, I haven't really got a choice, and they're not really shoaling fish, but they're the fish that people usually buy them as shoaling fish because there's not many other fish you can have, and that is chromis is what I go for. They don't form a tight shoal, but they are definitely a shoaling fish. The problem with chromis is what usually happens is you will start with 10, and I've done this, and then you end up with 2, because slowly but surely, for some reason, they randomly start killing each other. Yeah.
I agree with you, and this was one of the ones that was on my list. I didn't have a backup, but this would have been on the backup.
Yeah.
But they are a cool looking fish, just that they don't show.
No, they are not a cool looking fish. So. They are just one color, and it's like green. And as they get older, they look worse and worse.
Yeah, they do look bad, and they get big, really big. Yeah. Remember Steve? What's his name? I can't remember his name. His Reef tag now. But there was a guy on YouTube who had a shoal of these, and they were like the size of Tangs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're a cool looking fish, but they don't shoal tightly. They peck each other off. They are cheap, which is good, but they peck each other off.
They're not as cheap as they used to be.
No, they used to be like £3. Actually, it turns out red spot cardinals are £21 each. So not terrible, actually. But if you were to buy 10...
So false information then is what you're saying?
Yeah, basically,
You're providing people with false information.
It helped my story. So I do like chromis. I think they're a cool looking fish. It's just that they're an absolute nightmare.
I had a pair that used to breed, and they were like a good few inches, and they used to be well aggressive. So like not for me. And I let's put it this way. Would you, of those 2 fish, which one would you get now?
Honestly, the chromis. I like chromis. Yeah.
Because if you were gonna if I was, your one's more interesting. Like we've been in the hobby long enough now that you're like more interesting things.
You want something different, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not.
They're just boring. They're just really boring. No, I've thought about them in the past, but I just find them really dull. Whereas the chromis, I wouldn't want either. But chromis, I genuinely like the color. I know they're a little bit boring, but they're cool. I like chromis.
Nah, not for me. Yeah, the other thing I had purple queens, only because they literally you spend a load of money on them, and they just die. So
purple queen. Yeah, I looked at a few antheas, and the trouble is they're all quite cool. Purple queen are another one that is quite cool. Bit of a snooty face. Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't
do really poorly.
Same story as chromis. I wouldn't be against them going in. Apparently, the England
asked me to get them 6 of those the other day, and I'm like, I'm not getting those for you. It's just like, what's the point?
Bad idea. Are they expensive?
I think they are. I don't know for sure, but the chrome Antheus are usually like £30+ so they're not cheap for 6 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't find a price. Apparently the England women's football team have won 44 quid each.
Yeah.
Wow. The England women's football team have won the European Championships, I think. So there you go. I don't know if you have any comment on that, Ryan.
Did you say they won? Won what? I knew they were. I know that
the football.
What, the final?
European Championships. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Then I didn't know that. I don't have any comment, but it's good, I guess.
It's good. There we go.
I know they just narrowly like scraped through the other day, and I didn't know this was the final.
Yeah, I've never watched women's football. Actually, it's just not really doesn't float my boat.
You prefer watching men in shorts, don't you?
I do, exactly. Yeah. But men's football is really frustrating these days, and that's one of the good things about the women's game is that they don't dive all over the place like the men do. It's just it's a bit embarrassing. But anyway, congratulations, Lionesses, if you're watching, which I suspect this is going to be the first. They're going to be like, the game's over. Put the Prestige Reef Talk show on. Let's see if Ryan and Alex are talking about us. So there you go. Thank you for the Pajama Reef. Whoa. I was about to say thank you for the super chat, but what would you choose between a flame angel and a flame hawk? What to get rid of? No, block him, Liz. Get rid of him. That's
I think I'd pick. It's funny because I have a flame hawk, but I think I'd pick a flame angel.
Yeah. Well, I've never had a flame angel. I'm not brave enough, so
the flame hawks have personality. If you've got a flame angel, it'd be no different to you having a different color. You had a small regal, didn't you? Regal angel. Cool. It would just be that, but in a different color. They have exactly the same sort of behavior and everything. So,
yeah, okay, but they're so cool. They're very cool looking fish. I think, but I've had a few. I think I've had 2. Oh no, I think I've had 3 scarlet hawks. And I love them. I'll get one in every tank. They're just so cool. I really like long-nosed hawks as well. My one died in quarantine, unfortunately. I'd had him about 5 or 6 years, and I treated him with copper, took all the copper out, and then 2 weeks later he died. It's like
that is definitely a thing with I don't know what it is. That's definitely a thing with copper. Just because a fish survives copper does not mean it will survive long term. That is 100% a thing, but no one ever talks about it. And I want to know what it is.
True. Yeah. But there we go. I'm going to end the poll. Okay. 60-40, roughly. Red spot Cardinals win.
There you go. You're winning at the moment. It's 3-2.
Am I winning? 3-2?
Yeah, you are.
Alex. Oh, it was 2-all. You're right. This is an unusual feeling for me, Ryan.
I know.
Let's see how long it lasts.
It's an unusual feeling for me as well.
I'm not going to get too excited because we've still got 5 categories left. Hang on. Me, you, me. It's you next, isn't it? Beginner-friendly fish is the next one.
Okay. This is a fish which is sold as beginner-friendly, and they are beginner-friendly. And I'm going to go for a domino damselfish.
Oh, that was my first choice.
And that's because I think I know what your second choice will be as well now. But we'll see. We'll see if I can predict it correctly. Domino damselfish are aggressive. The problem is they start small, and the fish shops go, these are really easy to keep, and they're like £5, or they used to be. I don't know what they are now. Yeah. So you go, I'll put that in, hardy fish, and then so many people regret it. Like, we need to reassess the beginner fish category, I think, or all fish category. Because if a beginner said to me, I'm thinking about getting a yellow tang, or I'm thinking about getting a domino damselfish, I'd go get a yellow tang. Every single time. So, but there's no books that say that, do they? Because the books will go, or buy a chromis, or buy a damselfish, or whatever.
Yeah.
But that is not a good idea. And it's because, firstly, they're boring. They get well ugly when they get older.
I think they're quite cool when they're young.
Yeah, younger, and they're small and they're zipping around, fine. When they're 3 or 4 inches and taking chunks out of your other fish, then you got a problem. So
yeah, this is true. My choice is the same. If you'd have given me 10 choices, they would have all been damsels, because I hate the advice, and you still see it today. Every now and then I'll see someone who will talk about, they'll make a video or write an article or whatever about setting up a tank, and they're like, hey, put in a damsel, because then it doesn't matter if you get ammonia. And you're like, Yes, it does. That's not okay. It's torture. It's just that it can survive it. It's like just cycle a tank properly. It's not that hard. Anyway, I like the idea. I like the advice of getting clownfish as your first fish, because if it turns out you've really tried your best to cycle it, but you made a mistake, then they're more tolerant. Fine, no problem with that.
Clownfish are a damsel. I know you know this, but they are a damsel fish.
Yeah. But exactly. But like a pure damsel, the advice I don't like is put it in because it'll be fine. Like if it's to give it its best chance, fine. But yeah, my choice is a humbug damsel.
I knew you were going to go for that, and I just thought I could go for that, but that is a way cooler fish.
Which hang on a second, let me start the poll. I'm gonna struggle to defend this, or to hang on, that's just us. I'm gonna struggle to pitch for this one because it's the coolest fish you'll ever see in your life.
And I think you want them, don't you?
I would love them, but I thought about having them just in a tank with no other fish. Yeah. But they get boring, and when they get big as well, they're super aggressive. You can't have them in with anything else. They're just a terrible choice, but they're just really cool.
I think they are cool. I think that the white on them as well is like really vivid. Yeah. And they've got that sort of like mean look to them. Like they're like the bulldogs of the but yeah, when they're like that, like really small, they're like really cool fish. But
yeah, it was these guys I saw in that tank today. And there was a couple of them in like a Red Sea Nano playing nice with one grammar, a couple of clowns, and something else. Yeah. And I was like, that's amazing. Yeah. But give it 6 months.
I think of the two, yours is definitely a much nicer one. As in, like, visually looks nicer.
Better looking. Yeah.
Like I would have those. You could have a whole tank like temporarily, because once they got big, it'd be what's the point? But like, if you imagine having a full like acro or full like not acro, but like an SPS tank, just with like 50 of them like darting in and out. Yeah,
it would be amazing. Yeah.
It's funny because that would be a tank which is a real like show-stopping tank, if you see what I mean. But no one will do it because everyone wants to throw as many fish in as they can.
Well, that's why I said when I do upgrade the tank behind me, one of the things I was thinking of doing, I can't remember if I mentioned this before, it's going to be 3 foot long peninsula, and I thought about just chucking in a ton of doing that, like Monty's and barley green slimers, that sort of stuff, simple SPS, so it's not too difficult, but chucking a ton of those humbug damsels, so they look amazing darting in and out of the colonies and all this sort of stuff. But it's just not a good idea. And I think it would be cool. Like if you saw it for the first time, you think it was amazing. But I think looking at it day to day, when it's the same fish and that's it, I think it would lose its interest over time.
I think as they get bigger as well, they would. I think when they're cute, it's like people like them. But when they get turned to brutes, probably not. But Jamie's got a load of not those damselfish. He's got the blue ones with the yellow tails.
Azure damsels,
yeah. He's got like 30 of those, I reckon, maybe 20 of those, and it was really interesting because I don't sit and watch his tank very often. Like I don't have a chance to do that. But we were waiting for someone to turn up, and I was just watching them, and they sort of like bicker amongst themselves. So they one of them will chase one, and then that one will turn around and chase it back, and then another one, because they've seen that the attention those two are getting, then joins in. But it's not like in his tank, it's not serious damage because it's so big.
It's a big tank, yeah.
But I even said to him, I said they're far more interesting than I realized when you actually stop and look at them.
Okay. So I saw a shoal of these in a shop today, Talbot's damsels. And I don't know if they're one of the ones, because the azure damsels, the yellow tail and the yellow, I can't remember what the other common name is, but they're not that aggressive. They're like Springer's damsels. They're not too bad. Yeah. And I don't know where Talbots are on the scale. Chrysiptera. You can tell by the genus, apparently. I'd have to go and research it. But Talbots, I think, are one of the cooler looking damsels.
It's funny because I don't, not even remotely. No, I just don't like them. It's funny how we have such like opposing views on what fish we like. When you brought that up, I went, that he's going to say something horrible about this.
But I like. Well, there's the other one. What's the other one I like? The Roland's damsel. You don't like that at all? Like the black and white and yellow one. Black, white, and yellow. Roland's. Are you getting up? Okay, I'm going to have to look. Yeah. Let me show you this bad boy. Yeah,
don't like those. I like Springer's damsels. They're interesting.
They're a bit boring though.
No, they're like electric blue with like patterns on them, aren't they?
Yeah, kind of. I've had them before, but anyway.
My favourite are the Starkey damsels. Hands down, I would have a Starkey damsel in every single tank. I haven't at the moment, but I would.
Oh, that one. Yeah, you had one of them, didn't you? They're quite
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, you don't see them.
Can you get a shoal of them? I know they're expensive, but can you keep them as like
people are there for some reason people specifically say you keep these in ones. I don't know if that's because of the price of them. And if they were £5, people will put a load of them in. But yeah, I've never seen anywhere that says, yeah, keep a load of these together. Maybe they're super, super aggressive with their own type.
Yeah, maybe. Next category is gobies. This was a tough one. So the next two categories are gobies and blennies.
Not and if even I'm remotely honest, a tough one. Easiest one I had to do. But let's see what you're about to say.
Well, we'll go on to.
Mine. I'm first.
Is it you? Is it you first?
Yeah.
Me, you.
I've gone for a blue cheek goby.
Me. Oh well, we've both chosen something different anyway.
Oh.
Blue cheek goby. Okay, so you've gone for blue cheek because they. Well, why have you gone for blue cheek?
Okay, so blue cheeks usually. Blue cheeks are designed to not eat the food that we've given them. They have a very, very specialist diet where they filter stuff out, and anything over a specific like size, it just comes out their gills. So they appear to be eating, but they're not. And what usually happens is they get thinner and thinner and thinner, and then they eventually die. Like I've seen this over and over again. They're one of the fish I really, really have taken a real dislike for. People buy them because they have dinoflagellates. They think it's going to cure their problem. It doesn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you've got brown sand and a fish goes around and stirs it up all the time, that's why people buy them. They cover coral in sand. They cover your rock in sand because they take a bite and then like swim up, don't they? They're like the messiest eaters.
Actually, the second messiest goby.
I wonder what one you're going for because the orange spots are pretty good for, but they have the same problem. So, anyway, yeah. So. I'll let you go.
But no, you're right. Yeah, they're a nightmare. This actually gobies was easy. Blennies was harder. I've gone for the Bella goby. You ever seen
it's basically exactly the same thing, but a cooler color. It
is. They look cooler, that's for sure. But these became really popular like a year or two ago. Suddenly they started popping up. I'd not seen them before, and they got everyone was selling them, talking about them, how great they are. And this is marine collectors. That's a cool photo. They're a nice looking fish. But there are two things with them. One, they get bloody enormous.
Yeah.
And they're quite big, chunky fish. And two, the people who had them, they just made an absolute mess. The amount of sand that they dig up and bury on your corals is like otherworldly. And people, I was looking at them thinking, should I get one? And then I sat back and watched everyone else's experience, and they're just a complete pain in the ass. I don't know what they're like in terms of survivability. I don't see them now, so I don't know if that means they're all dead. But
they're way cooler in color. Like if you're gonna choose one based on how they look, you're definitely gonna pick the pink one, aren't you?
100%. Yeah.
But other than that, they're basically exactly the same fish. Like in theory. Any of these sand sifting fish. To be fair, I had a consultation with someone in Romania the other day, and he had one of those fish. He had a blue cheek goby, and I went, "How long have you had that?" He went, "Oh, yeah, ages." And I was like, really? That's just unheard of. And I don't know what he was doing. I think he fed the tank like multiple times a day, but I was trying to work out what he was doing that was different, that actually made it so that it survived. Because there are fish that people do want, but I just don't think they're a good choice.
No, and that people, I've not heard of people doing it for dinos. That's funny. Because that's just not going to do it.
Anything that's on your sand, it might not be dinos, but like anything that clears your sand, like diatoms, anything like that.
I've definitely heard of people wanting them because it keeps your sand bed clean.
Yeah.
Which just I suppose so. But just vacuum it when you do water changes.
Yeah, true. Stop being lazy.
Yeah. But who doesn't like being lazy? I'm going to end the poll. You're edging ahead, Ryan. You've won that one, perhaps unsurprisingly. Bella goby is a cool looking fish. I'll give you that. And this moves us on to, so this category I genuinely found difficult. Striped blenny. I'm sure you've probably found an obscure one that doesn't exist.
No,
but when I looked down the fish, all the blennies, I was like, some of them are a bit boring, but they're all cool.
Yeah.
What have you gone for? Don't tell me Midas. Don't.
No, I think it's your turn first, isn't it?
Or is it? Hang on. Me, you, me, you. It's you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I went first.
It's,
Yeah,
you must be. I think you might be right. I've only got one. I'm going to go first because I've only got one for this anyway.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I've chosen the striped blenny.
Okay. Have you got a picture of it?
Striped blennies? Yeah. I mean, I'll put it.
I'm assuming it looks similar to. Oh,
baby.
that's not what I was thinking. That isn't what I was thinking at all.
They're a bit boring. Here we go. That's a silver streak. Oh, that's a better one actually. Oh, and in fact, there's loads of better ones here. But they're just a bit bland, and you never see them because they're not as cool as there are so many much cooler fish than that, and they look a bit like. Do you know what chalk bass is? They look like a chalk bass to me.
I don't think they like a chalk bass, but if my version of a chalk bass,
torpedo shape kind of thing.
Well, maybe
am I thinking of chalk bass? No. What am I thinking of? Not the chalk bass. There's another kind of bass. Oh God, that's really going to annoy me. Someone tell me if you know.
Chalk bass.
Chalk bass is colourful. The one I'm thinking of, it's a thick torpedo shape. It's just like black and white or silver and white. Tell me, it's going to bug me.
Are they the ones that look like firefish? You're thinking about? Are you thinking about torpedo gobies? Where they're half? No. They have a half white. They're half white, and then the back of them is black, and they have like a fin on them. No.
I can't remember what I'm thinking of. Someone will say it. Anyway, what's your one? Tobacco bass? Was it the tobacco bass?
I have gone for a fish which you have publicly endorsed as being both ugly and a terrible choice. And it is actually relatively regularly available, and it is a leopard blenny. And the biggest downside to them is they only eat coral. So if you got a fish that only eats coral, why would you get it in? And it's also not that pretty. Similar to an ember blenny.
I think that's cool.
All of a sudden you think it's cool, whereas last time you're like, that's awful.
Okay, I don't remember that, but yeah, suits me this time, doesn't it? So let's go with this. I've never seen one, I would say, so I think you are cheating.
I've seen a few.
Striped blennies.
And I'm glad you don't see them because people shouldn't have them.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. So there we go. Leopard blenny.
Fish like that, I think, are impulse buys because no one would buy them if you knew what it was. And as I said, the fish that you've picked it's cooler than the humbug damsel.
No way. Humbug damsel's way cooler. I think you'll win. But that's not a cool fish at all. It's boring.
Yours has been bred in captivity as well. Like cool. that was one of the first. I don't know if I'm not. I just remember in 2018, one of the people, I think it was ORA, they had a tank which was only tank. It was a full tank, only tank bred fish, and only tank grown coral. It was just interesting to see that you could have a full tank.
I can do it.
It can be done, but it was mostly like stuff that. It wasn't like an exceptional tank, if you see what I mean. It was clownfish and stuff and things like that.
Yeah, okay.
My other choice was an ember blenny. And I don't know if you want to have a quick look at what those are while the thing's going. Because ember blennies, again, they're similar. They have a problem where they eat coral, but they do look way cooler.
Do you think that's cooler?
I think that's cooler than the leopard blenny, yeah.
I guess it's burgundy-ish. I think I prefer the leopard blenny, to be fair. But yeah, there we go. Let's cut away to that. I think you're going to be winning quite handsomely on this one. Yeah. Oh no, hang on. Which fish do you want to banish? Leopard blenny. Yeah. I'm going to end the poll because it's.
I thought you said which fish do you want to bash? It's like
bash.
I was like, none of them really.
No, that's too harsh. Yeah, I don't. What's that? Darn fish I was thinking of. That's really doing my nut in.
I'm almost certain it's a torpedo goby. If it was black and white,
goby.
Yeah.
Torpedo goby. No. It's definitely not. That's like a firefish. Oh God, it's going to drive me crazy. I can picture. They're quite big. Anyway.
So it's like a sand perch.
No, I don't think so. Sand perch. You see them quite often. Well, I mean, if that's what a sand perch is.
No, it's not that. Maybe I got it wrong.
Oh, it'll come to me. Someone will get there eventually. Leopard blennies. Lantern bass. Lantern bass. I don't think it's a lantern bass.
I found the
Lantern
next one,
bass.
the hardest one.
Nah. Oh, what? So hang on a second. What the next category was? Yeah, angelfish. Yeah.
I found this, like, I love angelfish. It's like, it's no like secret. And to pick
Yeah.
the worst one of them, I found it difficult
It's like
because I just
choosing your least favorite child, isn't it?
I know, and I think, and they're all, most of them are cool in their own way.
Yeah.
But there is one that I would say, and I've had this fish, and I look back and I go, why did I ever buy this fish? If you think of all the other angels you've got, the biggest issue with angels is that they restrict what you can have with regards to coral. So if you're going to have one, you want to have a really cool one, yeah. And I once somehow impulse bought a cream angelfish.
Oh, they're cool.
No, they're like beige. Now, that wasn't necessarily the one I was going to go for, but the other one that I was going to go for is just so cool as a juvenile and then well ugly as an adult. So it's like, it was like a 50-50, whereas creams are just, even the name of them, just like, they're like the color of like, you know, like beige walls. That's the color of them.
I like. So I don't know if you're going for these. I really like them. I think they look cool.
No, and the other thing that that was one of the meanest angelfish I've ever had. Like, I've had quite a few angelfish. Creams have got something about them that just makes them like mental. So
what did you go for?
What do you mean? What did I go for?
Was it cream angel your choice?
Cream angel was my choice. Yeah, that's the one I was going to go for. That's the one I'm going for.
Well, that's
the other one. I'll tell you my other one in a minute. And I'll tell you why if you don't go for it.
I don't. I think mine's a terrible choice because I think people are going to like this. What's it called? Okay.
You're like my regal angelfish.
No. So my second choice was coral beauty because I just think they're so boring. And I did look at a dusky angel as well, which I also think are boring.
I didn't really go. I didn't go into the dwarf angel category. So I'd say, yeah, be interested to see what you've got.
There are some really boring ones. This is one that I'm gonna struggle with, and I think this is one that you'll really like. I've gone for the queen angel.
What? Like, you're not even trying to win this round. Queens are way nicer, and like you get all different types of queen angels. Like, I think they're like from different areas, and some of them are like, I think you get like. Some of them are, you get like blue queens, but some of them are like rainbow colored. And yeah, I wouldn't say that was a great choice.
I think this is a bad choice, but I just hate them, and they get enormous. Again, these are dinner plate sized fish, and I think when they're fish like this that are big and fat, they look ugly. That looks like a batfish to me. But just
do you want to know? Yellow. Shall I tell you what the other fish I was going to go for? The other fish that I really significantly thought I would go for was a Quran angelfish, and the best way to describe a Quran angelfish. No. The best way to describe them is like, you know, like imagine like you've been out for a few drinks and you take and you meet a nice lady and she's all got all her makeup on, and then you take her back, and then in the morning you wake up and you go, whoa, yeah, that is a Quran angelfish, yeah, because as juveniles they're like, well, nice, they're one of the nicest fish as juveniles, but adults, when you wake up in the morning and you see what you've actually got, it's not a great fish. I would say of all of the big angels, that's the worst one.
They do still have the redeeming feature of being cool when they're juveniles, at least.
That's the problem. That's why I couldn't go for it.
Yeah, okay. And they look like emperors.
That's like my wife.
Ooh,
I hope she's not listening.
You're feeling brave, bloody hell. Aquarium Down Under says horrific pick for Queen Angel.
Yeah, it was.
And I struggle. I just don't like them. This is a great example of a photo. That, to me, that photo there. Look at that ugly face.
You have to click it to make it bigger for us.
Oh,
it's tiny on my screen.
Oh, it's the Wikipedia photo. Is this it? Yes, no, that's not.
Right. But look at the two pictures next to it.
Where is it? Oh, it's gone. It's just, I just hate it. I just really hate it. But I'm the only one who hates it. Well, actually, no. 22.
You had it in your hands. What? You had the win. You had it within the grasp of your fingers. And then you threw it away.
I think Coral Beauty would have been even worse, to be fair, because lots of people like Coral Beauty.
Yeah, look, coral
But,
beauty, there are different types of coral beauties as well, like from different areas. Some of them are like stunning in terms of like real vibrant to them. I saw some the other day. I was like, I've never seen them with that coloration, where it was like a really vivid blue on them, or like the purple.
I've seen some where it's like kind of electric blue on the outsides, like these ones.
Yeah.
Even them, they look terrible. And the only time you ever see a good photo is when it's like there's a flash or something, so you can see the colors. They're just so boring, but people love them. They're like pajama cardinals.
I have the benefit of you going first for the last one, because this is just a mystery one, isn't it? So it could be anything you can pick.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to pick a fish to go against it when I don't know what you're going to pick.
Yeah. Okay. Have I got a video of? Here we go. Yeah. So the one I'm going to go for is it's coming up as spotted grunt, but it's a sweet lips.
I know.
I was thinking
the brown one with the white dots on it, isn't it?
I was actually thinking it was called the Oriental sweet lips, but that's the one I had in mind. Let me look at the Oriental sweet lips.
I think they're similar.
Either the sweet lips. That's a good example, to be fair. And the reason is because they look cool when this is the same as the dragon wrasse. When they're in the shop, they're a couple of inches long. The other one's a better example, actually. Yeah. When they're in the shop, they're a couple of inches long and they look cool. And then you get them home. This is the same as your story with your drunk night out.
Yeah.
They grow enormous, absolutely huge. That's an adult harlequin sweet lips, which is extremely ugly. And it's that's the sort of fish you would eat. Like you would go fishing for that.
Yeah. You get them. They're the sort of things that in aquariums when they're like big tanks in a big aquarium.
Yeah, public aquariums. Yeah.
Yeah, they have those.
Horrible.
I am going to.
I'll tell you my second choice in a second. But
okay. Well, I've got two as well. So, but it depends if they're like. I can't remember the exact name of it, but remember, I thought it was on the spot, didn't I, at the very beginning?
Yeah.
It's the batfish. You know that one that's like that where it's black and orange, and then it turns into an absolute monstrosity. At least your one is that's the one. No. Show the adult version.
That is. There we go.
Yes, so at least the adult version of your one is actually pretty cool. With the stripe. Yes, look at the stripe pattern and the yellow on it.
The Oriental. They look like food. They are both. So yours looks much cooler than mine when it's junior, but mine looks quite cool.
Yeah.
I think mine looks marginally cooler than yours when it's adult. But this was my second choice, to be fair.
Oh, was it?
Hang on, let me put the poll. Yeah, it was. Batfish. It's just they look so cool when they're juniors. And you can see, there's a couple.
There's a different type of batfish. I think it might be a longfin batfish. I'm not sure that's 100% sure that's correct, but there's a different type of batfish where it's ugly as a juvenile and ugly as an adult. I'm like,
is it this one?
No, that's one that looks like a fish. I don't know what that looks like. I'm assuming as an adult they look similar to the other ones where they're brown.
You want to put that animal in?
It's. I mean, look. Don't get me wrong. It's cool, and like when you see the how they swim
size of this one.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
I think it would be. I think it would be a close one for this, but I think
they should both go. They're both terrible choices. And when a fish gets that big, they're just really ugly. And
the problem is, I picked one which is like unlike anything else as a juvenile. And these are one of those fish where I go, when I see a juvenile one like at the wholesale, I'm just like, maybe I'll maybe I'll try. I just give it a go.
Maybe it won't get that bad when it gets bigger.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they eat coral. I'm pretty sure your ones eat all the other fish, so they're sort of like similarly bad.
I bet batfish eat basically everything. They must eat inverts and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I assume so. I'm pretty sure they eat coral.
Do you know? I was going to go for which it's close. This is the closest one. What I was going to go for, but this was again too controversial.
Yeah,
was seahorses.
I was gonna go for a false grammar. I think that so many people get lured into a false sense of security and buy one of these. And they are like, again, they're a tiny fish which will dominate half of your tank.
They're the dutty bags. Oh
They're-
yes, yeah, these guys. Yeah. Found them. Yeah, terrible.
Terrible
Super
choices.
bright,
Yeah.
stunning colours. Yeah, when you see them in the shop, you're like, I want it.
Yeah, and they're cheaper than Royal Grammars. Usually, if like your partner will want one because they're like, oh look, it's pink or whatever. That's my experience anyway. But
Yeah.
they are
They're much
really,
brighter than Royal Grammars as well.
yeah, they are. They are. There's actually quite a few dotty backs that could go on that list. I had a sunrise dotty back, which was okay, which was blue with like a yellow streak down the head.
Okay.
Originally I always thought the orchid dotty backs were meant to be terrible, like really aggressive, but
I
some
was
people say they're
about to
okay.
say. So I've had an orchid dotty back, and that's the only dotty back that's actually peaceful. And mine was completely. I didn't have him long term, so who knows what it would have been like. But by reputation, my experience is not unusual, and they're fine. But then that's a cool photo. They don't look like that. They're a little bit bland. And like if you put these two next to each other, you'd be like, I don't want the orchid. They're just a bit boring, and because they're quite a dark purple, they kind of disappear under the blue lights.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But I do every now and then I think about getting one because I think they're cool. These guys are feisty as well. I don't know what they're called. Diadem. Wow.
Those they're another ones. With the streak on the pink streak on the head. They're nice. But I think some of these fish lure people into a false sense of security because they look so cool.
Yeah.
And there's like, can you like that fish there you had on the screen with the yellow with the purple streak on his head? I would argue that is one of the nicest fish in this hobby. I would say that's better than like probably 75-80% of fish.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
But do you want it? Absolutely not.
No, wouldn't even dream of it. There are some fish that, like with those humbug damsels, sometimes I think, oh, it would be cool to just have a tank with them in it. With that, no way, because you couldn't even keep a shoal of them. You just have one fish in the tank. I could put one in my sump.
Yeah, I think you should read the last comment. I think you should read it out loud.
Oh no, I'm not. Here we go. Okay, convict.
No, not that one. The one before that.
Marine better are boring to me.
The one that says, "Are you colourblind?"
My orchid was super bright under blues.
I think you get very like different color variations of orchid dotted backs as well.
Maybe. No, I don't agree. You're wrong. You're colorblind, actually, if anything. Marine better is a good one, actually. I want to like the marine better. For a start, it's a predator, so no.
Yeah.
But I just think they're funny. I want to like them, but I think they're weird looking. They could go on this list. Where's the poll going? I'm going to end the poll. I don't know if that was. I think I've already lost, but Batfish won 55%, 45%.
It's 7-3.
54. Oh, 7-3. Yeah. And I cheated, and I still lost heavily.
How did you cheat? Oh, what? Because at the beginning,
I chose the order. Yeah.
That was my strategy last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, what I should have done is choose them all the way through. I don't think it would have made a difference, but anyway. But I enjoy these ones because we just get to talk about fish, and suddenly we start talking about our experiences with them, all these sorts of things, and it makes it's better with the ones where you don't like your fish you do like. But you start talking. I come away from these sometimes, and I'm like that orchid dotty back. I'm now thinking, oh, maybe I could get one. They are quite cool.
and I'm looking at that yellow one with the purple head, going, should I risk it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going back to the humbug damsels as well. Like, I could take them.
I wonder if which do you think is more educational for people? Do you think people get more information from us saying the fish we do like, or us saying the fish we don't like?
Do like, for sure, because I think apart from things like coral beauty, most of the fish that we've talked about today are fish that you really shouldn't have in your tank. If it's fish that we just don't like pajama cardinals, for example, completely, that's totally valuable. But I think most of the fish we've had on this list, or at least half of them, are really terrible choices. But that's what I mean. These are all unsuitable as well. Most of these fish are unsuitable. But
some of these are fish that we ourselves have bought. I have bought multiple clown tangs.
Clown tang, yeah.
I've also had a pajama cardinal. We didn't go for a pajama cardinal, did we? But you know what I mean.
Yeah, pajama cardinal. Oh, okay.
We've had chromis, which I think was a bad idea. Regal tangs. Yeah, with regal tangs. I've had a regal tang. Oh, that was given to me, but
true. I do want to start doing. Serious Reefs are doing videos about fish care guides, and I really like them. And I want to start doing them. The thing is with me. So Elliot's kept billions of fish, so you can do them in all sorts. I'm more limited, and if I've kept a fish for 6 months or 3 months, or whatever, that's not really valuable. But if there are fish that I've kept several times and I've kept them for years, then that is valuable. So I do want to start doing a few of them, but I don't know. It's just getting the time.
I think you have to make them interesting as well. I think, it's not easy, because the problem is a yellow tang and a scopus tang and a sailfin tang and a purple tang. They all have the same rough care requirements. They all have the same like aggression level. They all eat the same thing. They're all like, do you see what I mean? Like the only difference between them is the color. So one video will be like, this is a brown scopus tang, and the next video will be, this is a purple tang. So but is there a way to make them interesting? Don't know. To be fair, I think I've done Achilles and I think I've done powder blue, and they're both quite similar fish, but I don't think I've done a yellow tang and a scopus, if you see what I mean, because they're too similar. But I don't know. I don't know. In terms of views and that, I don't know if they'd be popular. I think probably semi-popular. But they were some of my biggest videos. But
really? Okay.
They were some of the ones I put most effort in, and they were usually relatively entertaining.
Yeah. See, that's the difference is effort. Like if you want to know how to cheat the algorithm, it's effort almost always. Annoyingly.
Put information in there, but make it easy to digest information and make it funny, and people will watch the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I like the Serious Reefs one. I like what they do. It's very like what it's
not for the masses.
Yeah, some of them are similar. Actually, to some extent, I think it is for the masses, because they're just going, look, this is a more shadow. They're not that difficult to keep anymore as long as you do this. They're giving you like these little like bits of information.
When I say for the masses, I mean like because my videos that I've done that have done the best are things like how to set up a salt tank for beginners, basically. Whereas this is like if you're making a video about how to care for Moorish idols, that's less masses friendly.
That is true. I agree with what you're saying. You know more about this than me anyway, don't you?
Yeah. So I got thinking about it because someone asked me to put together some tips on running a YouTube channel, basically. And I started to think, and I don't know if what I exactly. Save yourself, save the bother. I started to think about what were the things that actually are really useful, and what are the things that are just generic kind of stuff. And actually, I don't know if what I've said is what the person was expecting to see, but I think that actually the reality is that actually putting in the effort is the thing that makes the biggest difference of all. Because I don't put in the effort. Some of the videos I watch back now, that every now and then I watch back one of my old videos that's done really well, and they're like risk of blowing smoke up my own arse. They're really good.
And if you you worry about that risk.
I know exactly, but they're like, you can tell I've thought about what I'm going to say. Whereas now I'm less interested in making them entertaining, because it's more important to me to get it to be accurate or whatever, But I don't know.
Do you think this is a fair assumption? If you're starting a YouTube channel and for the first year it doesn't take over your life, I think that you'll struggle to become anything. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
And because I would agree with that. And the thing is, so when I first started, I was trying to the way to start off, if you start off just making tank updates, unless you've got a particularly interesting tank, no one cares. All right. So you'll get some views, but it's true. People don't care. Like if no one knows who you are, and you've just got a bog standard tank, unless it's a brand new one or whatever, or some really cool fish or corals or whatever, people don't care. You'll get a small following, fine. And if that's what you want, great. But people generally don't care. So you should do reviews of stuff and some video. People love some videos and all those sorts of things. But mostly a lot of my early stuff was tank updates and all that sort of stuff. And actually looking back over time, they've done okay. But it was only when I started trying to work out what videos are likely to do well and how to make them entertaining and all these sorts of things. Because like the best thing that did for me was looking for videos that have done well in the past, usually lists, top 10, whatever fish.
I know they do so well, don't they? But they're so boring.
They are a bit tedious when you've done a few. But trying to work out, don't just do like, don't, if top 10 beginner fish is the best watch video on YouTube, just don't make another one with the same fish. It's boring. Make it different. So make it, and the ones that
make it up, just pick any 10.
Well, that's the problem, is that because I look back and I was like, have I ever done a top 10 character fish video? And I look back and I've done a top 10 characters video, but it includes inverts and stuff. And I was like, well, maybe I should, because my jawfish, he's so cool. I was thinking maybe I should do that. And I watched the video back and there was like, basically, I think 70% of it would have been the same if I made new character fish list today. So there's no point. But if you can make it, if you can watch back the really popular videos and think of something that makes it more interesting or a different take on it or whatever, that's when people are interested. If it's just the same thing that people have done over and over again, forget it. It's wasting your time. But if you can think of something, a different slant on it, and that makes it a bit unique and a bit interesting, cool.
Yeah,
that's what works. But
I agree.
But yeah, Social Blade. Yeah, Social Blade tells you all you need to know. Some proper fake numbers about fake subs. I've never seen fake subs on Social Blade. I've seen, you can kind of see.
I think he's suggesting that the numbers don't add up.
Oh, I see. Well, that's exactly what you can see. So you can see, like, because views and subscribers basically track. If you're getting views, you're getting subscribers, and if you're getting subscribers without views, I mean, you've either figured out how it works, or you're cheating it, basically. So yeah, if you see someone who's got 50,000 subscribers and they've got 3 videos with 1,000 views each, then
something's wrong.
You must be able to buy subscribers. I've seen some videos where I think they've bought views because the like to view ratio is just crazy, way off. Because normally it's like 10% or 5% or whatever. And I've seen it when it's been like 0.1%. It's like, that's weird. But maybe I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there you go. But anyway, we got to. Do you have anything else to say about fish?
No, I would say no.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, in which case, it is time to do the news. It might not surprise you that there is not a lot of news floating around.
I know.
But there is some news. And what I've realized is that I had a link ready and I've clicked away from that link for reasons that I am not quite sure I understand. So I'm going to have to fill whilst I go into the video, because there's a link in the description to this video that I'm talking about. And I'll click on the link and get up there. There we go. I've got the link. Right. Thank God for that. We talked about this last year. There is the most popular fish keeping magazine in the world, including freshwater and saltwater, is in the world, in the UK, is Practical Fish Keeping, PFK. I used to subscribe to it years ago. I don't anymore because it's maybe 10% marines and 90% freshwater. I think they're aimed at me, and I've switched over to ultramarine. But I used to read it loads. There were 2 people who were the main writers at the time. One of whom was Jeremy Gay. The other one I think have moved on as well. But they were a really good read.
Nathan something, wasn't it?
Nathan. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I met him. I met him a long time ago. They came to take pictures in the tank.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. I remember you said, yeah. What was he like?
Fine. Just,
right,
just same as every other fish person.
No, it's just a bloke. Yeah.
Usually marginally unusual.
Yeah, indeed. So actually, there's just someone's put in the chat. Jesse Rorabow. Reef Builder Studio closing was used to me. Did we talk about that last week?
No, I told you last week, but we didn't talk about it last week.
I see. Yeah, so I don't actually know if I've not seen anything official, but you told me that you saw somewhere that it's closing down or it's for sale or something.
Yeah, someone posted a picture of it with a for rent sign, and then the owner of Reef Builders, Raj, I think his name is, said although that's gone, we're not stopping, if you see what I mean.
So Reef Builders is continuing, but the studio is up for sale, basically.
It feels like it's, I don't know if it's because it's the summer, it feels like it's like stuttering along, like a car that's like just like it's not. It feels like I check it. I didn't realize how often I checked Reef Builders because, like, if you're waiting for something or I'll just check, see what it is. There's not a lot of stuff being posted on there, and the stuff that is being posted on there is not massively of interest for me anyway. One of them was about a float valve, like an industrial float valve, and I'm like, who is reading that?
That's right up Raj's street. It's funny. He's because he does all the bigger industrial stuff, and every now and then I see like that drum filter we talked about the other week. Like he's mad for that sort of stuff. It's funny. You can tell when.
So he's done 2, I think, of the latest articles. So Sean is the person who used to work at Fritz. He's done the latest article.
That's the one that we're going to talk about. But the float valve. I'll show you that. So it was like a $230 float valve.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if you've not put out an article for a while, like I'm gonna add I like Reef Builders, so don't be mad. If you've not put out an article for a while, which I don't think they had, because I think Salem sort of left, didn't they? And then something happened.
And Jeremy before that,
Yeah. So if you've not put an article out for a while, don't do the big comeback with the float valve. But no, I wonder how many people read that article, because even the picture of it, you go, nah, not for me.
So I clicked on it because I was thinking, is it worthy of the news today? And I decided it wasn't. But the other thing on there is worthy of the news, and that is actually on the point of Reef Builders continuing. I don't know if they said that we're going to do Reef Therapy is going to continue or start back up or whatever. I really hope so. Raj used to do it. He used to do it with Mark DeWall, and Mark just didn't want to do it in the end. So I think he won't come back. But I used to really enjoy it when it was him and Raj. Those are my favourite. Of course, Jake as well. But since Jake left, those are the ones I enjoyed most. Were just those two. They were kind of like you and I, just talking nonsense, basically. Not so much nonsense as we talk, but I found those were the ones that I enjoyed the most. So I don't know if that's the plan. But yeah, the article that did make it today that was interesting is a new fish, Ryan.
Yeah, I saw this and I was trying to work out why it was so special, because I don't know what it's a hybrid. It says, but what did the other fish look like? Because I'm sure I've seen a pufferfish that looks like that.
I was thinking the exact same thing. So the 3 fish that it's supposedly, I think they said it's. Hang on, what was it? 3. Oh no. I couldn't really work it out because it's all scientific names.
Google map pufferfish, and then it's the same fish.
Map MAP.
Yeah, I think it's either MAP or MAPP pufferfish. It's just one P, I think.
Yeah, it's the same fish.
It's just like, this is what I didn't understand, why this was like a special fish.
Maybe that's different. Yeah, there was one a minute ago that looked very similar.
Yeah, it was almost identical. So
yeah. But it's So there's anyway. That's a cool fish. Whether it's a hybrid or whatever, that's a cool fish. I like them.
Yeah, I agree.
I would like it. I'd love a pufferfish, but it's probably not a good idea. Certainly not in a reef tank. But yeah, this is a naturally occurring hybrid. This is not like a Yerpel tank where someone's bred it. But yeah.
As I said, if in that article, what they should have done, I don't know if they did, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. They should have gone, this is the other fish which we think it looks like. Because then if that was related to a dog face pufferfish and a porcupine, which I know they're different subspecies of porcupine, but if you saw it, you go, wow, that is a really, really different, cool looking fish. But if you went, this is a map puffer, is his dad, you go, well, yeah, you can see that it's kind of the same thing. So it's hard to know if it's a cool fish or not.
Yeah, this is true. I would. So they talk about hybrid fish. They don't always put the fish that it's a hybrid of. And when they put an image of like the 2 angelfish that have bred or whatever, that is, to me, that's the best. That's when, maybe it's just the way I read, I'm lazy or whatever, but when you can visually see the differences, so you don't have to go and Google or whatever, that's best. But anyway, that is a cool pufferfish. I like it.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you want to buy it, you probably can't.
Have you seen a guinea fowl pufferfish?
Yes, I think so.
I would say that is an equally cool fish.
Puffer. Oh yeah, okay. I think they've got one of these at Reef Keeper.
Oh, they've got a golden pufferfish as well. See the gold one, yeah.
This one.
Yeah. I think all of those are cool fish. I'm 99% 99% sure. Yeah, I'm gonna say 90 rather than. I don't think pufferfish get on with each other. I think if you're having one,
really?
you have to have one. Like I
Interesting.
think they're mean with regards to like. I think you might be able to mix different subspecies potentially, like that and a porcupine, but I don't think you could
Yeah,
have a
okay.
guinea fowl, a dogface, and a golden puffer together.
Yeah, okay.
They have proper beaks as well, so if they're taking chunks out of each other, they're taking actual chunks.
Yeah. So one of my favorite video clips that I've ever taken is this, right?
Yeah.
So this is, I'll play it in a sec, but you've got a cleaner Wrasse riding a golden pufferfish like it's a horse. Okay. And then he comes afterwards, he'll jump off him and then swims down behind him and gives him a little bit of a nibble. I love that. Although I think pufferfish don't like being nibbled by cleaner Wrasse.
They don't. They have delicate like skin. I don't think they have scales the same as other fish.
Yeah. But yeah, puffers are cool. I do want I like the idea of a Toby puffer in my 3-foot peninsula because I'm going to have softies in it. So
that's what my one used to eat. No, that's what my mushrooms.
Bastard. Oh, mushrooms. I'm not having mushrooms. What do you reckon about like toadstools and feathers and?
Don't know. I don't know about that.
I think it's worth the risk.
They're a relatively easy fish to catch because they're food motivated and they're not that fast.
No,
so
a bit stupid.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah. But there you go. Was that the hang on. No. So I started talking about the other bit of news and I got interrupted myself. The first bit of news was the PFK readers poll. So there's a poll that they do every year. And this year I have already started my vote. So the categories are, there are some that are like that are freshwater based, but the categories are retailer of the year, online retailer of the year, independent retailer of the year, marine fish retailer of the year, coral retailer of the year. I voted for prestigereef.co.uk for that.
No, you didn't.
I swear, of course I did.
Did you actually?
Yeah, who else are going to vote for? Oddball, which is, by the way, there's a link in the description to this poll. Go and click on that and vote for Prestige Reef as coral retailer of the year. And was it online retailer? There was another category you fit.
I don't think that. I don't know why. I just have this feeling that I will never ever win that, and I don't know why I have that feeling. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's. I don't know. Because I think you should win coral retailer of the year, to be honest. But I don't know. We did this last year, and I was half expecting you to win. And
no, it's funny. You can influence people to buy acclamation boxes. You can't influence them to vote for me. I don't know what it is. I just don't think like. And I don't know. I think usually like retailer of the year goes to like Charthouse and people like they use like big people. I think H2O Aquatics, obviously, I think they've gone now, but they think they used to win them before as well.
That's the point. So I don't know if that's actually H2O Aquatics.
Well, they're on the website. It says closed, I think. So
yeah, here we go. There we go. So this is I didn't want to talk about it in case it was not right, but H2O Aquatics are currently not accepting orders. Google says it's permanently closed. Their website says it's not accepting orders, which looks like it's either permanently closed or soon to be permanently closed. I did see a couple of weeks before this happened, there was a Facebook post where they said, just addressing some rumors. No, we're fine. Don't worry. We just had to shut the shop the other day for maintenance or whatever. And if you're addressing rumors and justifying why you've shut a shop unusually, that's normally the sign that something's going wrong. So I don't know if they've actually closed down, but it sounds as though they have done.
If it says permanently closed on Google, I would assume that is the case.
Probably, and if it says they're not accepting orders,
look, I know we don't want to say anything that's wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is right. And it says permanently closed.
Well, that's
I was
the thing.
surprised. They used to be a big online retailer, I believe. Yeah. I think they used to. Have you ever been there?
No, I've bought online, but
I bought online from them as well, but I'd never actually been there. But when I heard, I was like, really? I thought they'd be one of the people that'd be around forever. But there's a thread on Ultimate Reef. You can go read about it if you want to go and look at it. And there you go, you can find out more. But yeah, it looks like they've closed down. Maybe it's temporary, maybe it's not. If you do buy anything from them,
pay it on credit card.
Yeah.
Although it looks like you can't place orders anyway. But yeah, it's a shame because there's lots of like there's just. I was thinking today, so I had a free day today. Like my missus went out and went to see family, and I was free, and I went out on the bike. And normally I would have gone down to.
Me.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, you were one of them. But in the past, I would have gone down to Reef Dreams, and then there's a few other shops around there, but that's closed down. Or I would have gone to Ocean Project and a couple on the way, but that's gone now. It's been replaced by Vision Aquatics. But just there, I was looking today, and I was thinking, where else is there that is that kind of distance that I could go? And the closest one I could find was Reef Keeper Rugby, but that's 2.5 hours each way.
Yeah,
on roads that I'd want to go on. It's just
and you're lucky. You've got some good shops that are within an hour for you. It's
exactly half an hour.
Yeah, it's like I don't have. There is, as far as I know, I don't think there is any shops that are within half an hour for me at all. Like 45 minutes, then you start. There are some, but within half an hour, I don't think there is any. So someone will go. Actually, yeah, there is. It's actually 28 minutes. But
brilliant, tell us. But yeah, so my two good ones are Reef Keeper Moss End and Aquatic Emporium, and they're both Aquatic Emporium's a bit further away, but they're both close enough. But yeah, there's apart from that, and I went down to Maidenhead Fair Oak, which is Southampton, and there's a place called Nature Collective, both by each other, and they're both fine. They're all right.
Actually, I think.
It's okay. Maidenhead Aquatics, the Maidenhead Fair Oak is one of the better marines, better Maidenheads for marines. But they're not the same as like Reef Keeper, and there are some like really Reef Keeper and Aquatic Emporium are really good shops. They're like you'd travel for them. You probably wouldn't travel for a Maidenhead, even a good one, And I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not trying to speak badly, but I'm just trying to say how good Reef Keeper and Aquatic Emporium are, whereas I'd like more of those.
I almost feel sorry for the people that are entering now that didn't get to experience it 10 years ago when I did, or even more than 10 years ago, 18 years ago. In Brighton, I'm sure there used to be like 4 shops all like in Brighton. There's now 1, I think. And there might even be more than 4.
What's the one with the guy from that Tunzi does in Eastbourne? Paraquatics. Yeah, that's still around.
Yeah, they're still here.
Yeah, but that's not Brighton.
That's in Hove. So yeah, that would be probably like the closest shop. Which I think they're a good shop. I believe. I don't go there often enough to know, but I think they are one of the better shops. Everyone has their ups and downs, if you see what I mean. But yeah, I've definitely been there and I've gone, this is a good shop before, but it's hard because if I've not been there for a year, things can change in a week in a shop, can't they?
Yeah, this is true. AAC is much closer and better than Reef Keeper Rugby. It's on the M25. My journey to AAC is on the M25, and I can't do it. I hate it.
I think it's like 2.5 hours away from me. So
yeah, but yeah. Anyway, I think that concludes the news, so we can wrap it up. And that is everything today, Ryan. Is there anything else going on that you're like, oh, hang on, we haven't talked about that?
Not that I can think of it. From honest, I'm just having a quick look at the auction website to see what's still ending now. Yeah, coral-auctions.co.uk. I was just interested to see what ones are left, but there's a few nice ones. There's a button Scully for 47 quid. Oh, all the torch. So I usually have it. Some of the nicer, like more expensive corals are at the end, but they've all ended. So they must usually between 8:30 and 9. I'll put some of the nicer bits in. But all the torches and most of the frog spawns and everything have gone. So I have no idea what they sold for. But it'll either be a good night or a bad night.
Yeah. Okay.
When that bubble started coral, if the person's watching, when the person got the bubble coral for less than I paid for him, so that doesn't happen often. But yeah, that was one of those times where it didn't go well for me. But overall, it works out. It works out well, so it's fine.
Interesting. And do you know what? So someone's just said there's a new shop near Botley. I used to live near Botley, called Reef.
I saw this today. Yeah, I saw this today on Facebook, but I didn't know where it was or what it is or like.
Yeah. So Shedfield. Oh, I think I know who that is. So SO322HN is the postcode. The house I grew up in and lived in for the first 15 years of my life was SO322JH. So, and Shedfield is the next village. The village I lived in was called Shirrell Heath. If anybody knows Shirrell Heath, you get 100 reefing points. But I think I know who that is. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was briefly at a place in Portsmouth that I've forgotten, Taylor's Marine Room. I still can't remember what that fish is. I think I am. But I'm going to go and check that. I didn't realize he was setting up a shop. But right, Reef Fresh is, yeah, there you go. There's Reef Fresh in Shedfield.
I'm sure there's a blonde lady that was advertising. I don't know if she's part of it. I can't remember her name. She's relatively well known in the hobby. Like, people would know who she is. But I can't remember it. But she was the one who posted about it, and that was when so I thought she might have something to do with it.
Yeah, this is this shit. I know where that is. Yeah, okay. So there will be no one here who knows this. This is Shedfield Equestrian Centre, and if you go up this road, you'll get to the Marriott. I used to be a dish pig at the Marriott. I used to clean dishes at the Marriott. And if you go up that road, you get to what's the little shop? I used to pack sweet corn at a shop up that road. That was like one of my first jobs, packing sweet corn into boxes. It was horrible. And there was this ratty little old dog, and people used to feed it sweet corn, and it would give it the runs, and the owner would get really pissed. It was horrible. It was just, and it was like £4 a day, and then sometimes they'd make you go and pick vegetables, which was back-breaking work. It was horrible. Anyway,
you've come a long way. I also was a clean dishes at one point.
Yeah.
No fun. I got upgraded to waiter, so you know.
Were you any good at? I got upgraded to waiter. I was terrible at it. I've told you before.
they wanted to put this face, you know.
Obviously,
front of house. You see, they couldn't be wasted, you know, cleaning pans. Yeah. So was I good as a waiter? No, probably not. I was 16. How good could you be as a waiter at 16? Yes, I could hold a load of plates.
I couldn't even do that. I'd just drop them. I held more than 2.
No, I could hold 4 plates. I can reckon I'd still do it. I can even think I might even be able to do more than 4 plates. I think you can do 5. I'm not going to. One day, someone's going to go, prove it.
Yeah, do it. The one job that I had that was like that I really enjoyed was bar work. I did bar work when I was at uni. I bloody loved working in a bar. It's so much fun.
Why?
But
it's just standing around pouring drunk people drinks.
Oh, if you're in the wrong bar and you get drunk idiots, I'm sure it's not much fun. But most of the time, places I worked, everyone was in a good mood. And you're just chatting with customers, and it was at a time when, like, if I was 20, 21 or whatever, that's like the life. That's what you want, and I wouldn't enjoy it now, I'm sure, but I loved it at the time. It was like going on a night out, only you get paid instead of spending money on.
Were you allowed to drink at the same time?
No, there was one place that I did. I worked at the football stadium in Leicester, and they did like corporate events for Christmas.
Yeah,
and they just needed loads of agency bar staff, and I did those. You weren't allowed to drink, but you were allowed to drink Coke. So what I would do is I'd drink vodka and Coke, and then he couldn't tell. And there were a few of us who did the same thing, and we basically and we still like having banter with the customers and doing the job and all that stuff. But you got pissed. It was great fun. It was weird. Those were the best jobs.
Are you telling me I need to go get a job in a bar in the evening just to experience it?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you might have missed the boat, because it's when
probably.
I wouldn't enjoy it now, but when I was 20,
I like to be in bed by 10 o'clock now, so I think
exactly. Yeah. So Anyway, we've strayed away from reefing, but there we go. Thank you for joining, guys. You are hardcore because you're here in the summer, and we appreciate it. So we will be back next week with more nonsense. See you then.
Yep. Right. See you later.